Time to do your schoolwork.
Okay.
Time to do your schoolwork.
Ugh, do I have to?
Time to do your schoolwork.
Not happening.
And now I can't get her to do her schoolwork. This is Tips and Tricks Tuesday, Adolescent Edition. Hand up if you feel you are confused, if you feel that you are struggling, and even if you're feeling pressure right now from this online learning with your adolescents. I can relate. I have a young adolescent, and some days are a struggle, other days we're doing okay. But either way, I'm learning that there are tips and tricks to help us through this, and I'm gonna share that with you today. Today I was gonna share some simple tips and tricks, but I realized the point we're at right now in trying to get our students to the end of the school year, we need to talk a little bit deeper on how to get them to that end goal. Before I get to that stuff, I just want to make sure that you are providing a realistic schedule. A realistic schedule will be a little section for academics, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of quiet time, a little bit of socializing via internet, and a little bit of exercise. Get them to do the schoolwork and reward them after. How are we going to do this? It's important right now that not only are we communicating with teachers, but we're communicating with other staff members, as well as any agencies that can help support our adolescents right now. This is an awesome time to help our adolescents learn how to advocate their needs. So now, getting to the end of the year, let's address the challenges. Right now, our teenagers are feeling overwhelmed and demoralized. They're resisting guidance, and that's normal. That's actually typical that they don't want to accept that guidance from us right now. But you know what? It's the most important part. So step one, take a cooperative stance that has open communication and provides them an opportunity to negotiate. Let them make some choices that help them fulfill their responsibility with their academics. If you allow them to have a little say, a little bit of choice in it, then they feel like they're being respected. 2. Step 2 is probably my favorite. It's allowing us as parents to be a little bit more mindful and observe our adolescents and see where they are today. As much as a lot of us are struggling, as they are as well, there is strength to be found in what we're going through. So right now is the time to observe their strengths, whether they're small or they're big. I'll give you some examples. Hey, what are you doing right there?
I'm painting.
Why are you painting?
Because it makes me feel good.
I love hearing that painting makes you feel good. That's something really good to do for your mental health. Hey, what are you doing on the tablet?
I'm planning a virtual birthday party for my friend.
You're planning a virtual birthday party for your friend? Why are you doing that?
Because she can't see her friend and her birthday soon, so I decided to make her one.
That's awesome. You're so great with technology. Step 3, taking their concerns seriously. So during this time, we as parents have huge concerns. Could be financial, could be thinking about our jobs, all those things that we're all thinking about as parents right now. What we can do right now as parents to kind of take that weight off their shoulders, to bring them back to their academics, is hear them and validate what they're feeling. What's the matter?
I'm afraid of losing my friends.
I know you are anxious about losing your friends, and I understand how much this is weighing on you, but we're going to get through this together. Step 4, be realistic on your expectations. It's important to realize what they can accomplish at home and not to expect that they're going to accomplish the same thing that they did at school. We have to remember that they're missing those cues and those structures that they relied on within their classroom. So right now it's important that we take a minute to sit with them and look at what their struggles are and give them just enough guidance to help them problem solve. 5, last but definitely not least, all those arguments we have to deal with. The step here, and I'm telling you this as a parent, is to avoid those reoccurring arguments. So we have to think, even in ourselves, what's causing those reoccurring arguments? Is it something that we expect of them that they don't think they can do? Or is it something we know they can do but they're not ready to do it and it's causing discomfort to them. So the key here is to start avoiding those arguments, to kind of help them get guided to the end of the school year, is to really look at what the argument is about. Is it something they are avoiding, or is it something that they are struggling with and finding too hard? Once we open that communication up, then we can get past that. And that's the end of Tips and Tricks Adolescence Edition. If you want any more information in regards to what I shared with you today, please see this link.